40 students in the school, and we graduated our first class last year of 18 students. So thank you very much. So you're going to hear a couple stories of folks who have gone to Columbia to visit the school and who have volunteered, and another family who's about to go, so I won't steal their thunder. But I wanted to say thanks to the support of many of you here today. We've been able to take a lot of kids off the streets who really have had no access to education or nutrition or healthcare, and now are have changed not only their lives but the culture in the community, in the town of Circassia, where Martha grew up. So, this is really a cruise to just show our appreciation for all of you. And I know if you went down there, you would see that these families have been changed by the school. And, I have to say, put a different spin on things every time I talk about it, but I think a lot of people, including myself, were thinking this would be an impossible task for many different reasons. I think, starting a school in the developing world is really challenging. And when I went down 20 years ago to work in healthcare in Colombia, the first thing they told me was, don't invest in Colombia because it is something that happens in Thailand too. Because that money is going to just be taken up by people in good pockets. If you try to build a clinic or a school or something like that. So I think, thanks to my wife, who you'll hear from shortly, that dream is a reality. So thanks to Martha, before I hand off the microphone. So I just wanted to say, if you don't know too much about the school, I think one of the volunteers, Dream, who wasn't able to make it, but who's usually here, made the poster downstairs, and it kind of describes the things that we do. Thanks to many of you for the annual giving campaign. That's the real foundation from yearly giving, and that really helps keep the school going. And for folks who have given more to the endowment fund, that helps future scholarships. And you can see one life was changed completely downstairs to educate a young woman who had her first child at the age of 14. And now because of the scholarship that Sunantha Camila offers, she was able to graduate and is going to be a teacher in early childhood education. And then lastly, it's the custom projects that any of you can participate in if you want to. I'm going to hand it over to Paul and Pat Jutras, who have gone down twice to the school. In fact, they brought their grandsons, Drew and Aiden, who are right here. You can see a picture of them making the most beautiful door, I think in the world, but definitely in Colombia, that opens up the school into the foyer. So I'm going to let Paul go ahead and just give the microphone so he can talk about his experience. Thank you.
So Proctor told me 5 minutes ago that I was going to talk, so I don't have a speech prepared. So I'm just going to do some observations. And my number one observation is Pat and I met Martha and Proctor about 10 years ago, and these are truly amazing people. Yeah, we met them in Tango. But so they both have very busy careers. They have 3 children, and Angie's right, she's awesome. So is Daddy and Harvey. But so they're like so incredibly busy, but still they find time to do this. They put their own money in, their own resources, they give it an incredible amount of time, and they're the ones who really deserve all the credit. So we really need to give it to them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And another observation I have visiting Colombia, you hear all of these things in the news and you're really nervous about going there, but you never really hear about how incredibly beautiful a country that is. If you think of Ireland being green, Colombia is as green as Ireland is. They have, 100 inches of rainfall a year, but at the same time the weather is absolutely fabulous. And the country is like Ireland with mountains, right? So you have the Andes Mountains around. Everywhere you're there, you see mountains all the time, all these beautiful colors. Fabulous, fabulous place. And then about Circassia, another observation where Martha came from and where the school is. That is an incredibly poor part of Colombia. You see poverty there. I mean, I've never seen poverty like that, right? You never see people that are really, really have absolutely nothing. They wear a t-shirt and it looks like a window screen. That's how poor they are. But when I asked Drew and Aiden about their observations for Colombia, Drew said, you know, people wouldn't realize like the quality of people that are there. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, you know, they're like this. They're kind. They're giving. They're just warm. So the people there are just absolutely fabulous. And I asked Aiden what he thought, and he said, you know, we landed. There was a monstrous lightning storm when we landed, and we took off. There was another monstrous lightning storm. So he remembers the lightning. But anyway, it was a good experience, and it's incredible work that Martha and Project are doing there. When you see those little kids and what they're getting out of that school, it's an opportunity for them to get a real education, to get food, which they don't get on a regular basis, and it all happens because of Martha and Project. That's my observation.
I was thinking in Spanish, so I had to do a little translation. So I really want to thank each one of you to be here with us today, because each one of you is who made the school possibility. And I say that this school is a community project that we started, and all we believe is in a project due to really how each one has helped in so many different ways. And for instance, the work that Paul and Pat did coming 4 years ago to start when the school was built. 6 years ago, they came with me when I have 2 little houses, very tiny little houses that they were going to help to renovate. It had no foundation, and they said there is no way that we can renovate. We need to get an architecture, we need to get an engineer, we need to do a huge project. So they said, what am I going to do in Colombia? And they said, well, the school is going to need an amazing door. So Paul, who's extremely humble, they own the best carpentry in New England. It's the really Jutras hard work. It's one of the most beautiful wood carpeting that you can see in New England. There is no one better than them. And I don't say just because I love them, but it's because it's true. And they have machines that they can't do sanding in minutes. And him and Pat spent 3 weeks sanding by hand what their own machines that they have here in New England will do in seconds. They did it with a labor of love, and literally sanding that door represents what the school is all about. It's how, in the circumstances, in the situation that you do, you create and you make the most beautiful thing. And I think that that's the reason that door is the heart of the school, because it represents so many elements. It's the heart, it's the open to a new opportunity, it's the beginning, it's a life, it's a change. And we know that we're changing a lot of kids and a lot of families. So, but all this is possible because we have an abundance of love everywhere, and we have a lot of friends and family who are there with us all the time, and that's what makes it possible. So it's not just us, it's all of you, and thank you so much. And now I want to pass. There was this is a new baby coming up in the project, not me. It's a new, the school has many babies. It's like this is a new coming project, and I want to introduce the new family who's going to come to Colombia with their 2 children to do an amazing work. So I'm going to pass the honors to Karen and Wolf, who are involved in the other part of the project. So, and thank you. Thank you.
So just for the record, there's no baby here either. So when we met Martha and Pracha about 5 years ago, we were just captivated by the love, passion, and energy that these two bring to everything they do. And the more and more we learned about the school and what these two are doing at that school, eventually we thought, we want to do more. We want to be involved. What can we do to contribute? And by we, I mean my husband Wolf, Caroline, and Danny's hiding somewhere. So I don't know where he is right now, but we will find him eventually. And so we learned about the amazing door, and we looked at each other and said, you know, no, we can't do a door. What might we be able to do? And we thought, as the school is providing nutrition to the school, as we heard, to the children, as the school is providing education, but they are also providing a sense of community, and they are trying to change the trajectory of these kids to set them up for a different, better life. And so when we thought about what can we do, how can we contribute and leave a lasting mark, we thought about taking it to the emotional and mental health. What does that mean? We know from research that resilience is a key piece for kids that have to face any kind of adversity, tragedy, trauma, or other forms of stressor. And how are we going to do that? We plan to do this in several steps. Initially, we will go there in the summer, as Martha mentioned. We will work with the kids, but also with the teachers, to give them some kind of formal training, how to teach the kids coping skills, but we will also engage with the kids to build resilience through yoga, mindfulness, different kinds of physical activities, music, many different forms. And then moving forward, we are planning, and Martha and I, we have started to talk about to incorporate that approach maybe in the curriculum, but also to see what services are available in the community that we further down the road can maybe start with mental health screening and connect the kids and their families to the much needed services. But we have to start somewhere. So we will start in the summer, we'll start with ongoing teacher training, and then over the course of, hopefully several years, you're not getting rid of me, we try to take this further and further, just as these two had a dream, and they keep working on that dream, and we are so proud, and we love you, and we want to be part of that. Thank you.
We're going to take a picture right here with all of you in the background, so if you guys can come over here, Caroline will take the picture.